She is the one named Ribrianne. That's right everyone, Dragon Ball Super episode 102 is out and oh, it's oh so magical and full of hearts. Power of love explodes, Universe 2's magical girl warriors. Please Super, there's a time and a place for that. Before we begin, to celebrate 200,000 subscribers on this channel, I have released 2 new shirt designs that you can find available on Teespring. You can have the MasakoX logo on yourself and share it with all of your friends, and as well as in the colour of your own choice. Just click the links in the description and up top. Thanks for listening. Where we last left off, and much to my annoyance, half of the Pride Troopers were eliminated by the likes of Universe 7, those rotten scoundrels! Wait a minute, now that I think about it, if those guys are all about pride, then why isn't Vegeta their Grand Superior Grand Pooba Super King guy whatever? He's all about the pride. Now I'm just imagining Vegeta in that uniform. Ooh. However, the Omni Kings step in to provide a rather handy-dandy guide as to who's remaining in the Tournament of Power. Every single universe to pander out 20 to 25 seconds of non-animation of just going 2, 3, 4, 6... Yeah, are you getting this all down, guys? But to be fair, it does provide a refresher for us who were actually kind of confused as like, who's out, who's in again? So, okay, it does provide some use. But the biggest thing to take away from all of this is that it confirms that Universe 6 does indeed have Namekians. We have 2 of them, in fact. It seems like Piccolo made an impact on Champa's mind in terms of actually recruiting people for his team. Good on you, Piccolo. Thanks to Geekdom and his pals, we can now actually confirm their names. Their names are Salnel and Pirina. I'm not too sure about their musical connections because Namekians are usually named after musical instruments. And the pig guy, his name is Dr. Rota. And I'm presuming that's based around rotisserie pork? It's a bit of a self-prophesizing name, don't you think? According to Zeno's Godpad, there are just under 50 fighters left in the tournament. And that's almost half of the actual total count. That's kind of interesting. But this is where we shift the focus to one of the universes that still has all of their combatants in. Universe 2. Makes sense really. We previously touched base with Universe 11, so now we're actually going to shift attention to their twin universe, Universe 2. Brienne calls her partners Sankra and Sue over to her, so that means they can showcase their true power as one. I mean, hey, it worked for the Fortress of Universe 7, so it stands to reason it worked for them. It may just be me, but it seems like Goku's running animation here just seems a little off. It's looking like he's barely getting any traction. Is that just me? It just looks really funny. As Goku breaks off from his teammates to once again try and find Jiren, Brienne then does something that you wouldn't expect a fighter to do in a fight of survival. That's right, basically call out to everyone and say, "Hey everybody, look at us and our beautiful transformation! Give us attention!" Oh, wait, no, actually, sorry about that. No, Frieza used to do that back in the day, so yeah, okay, never mind. Vegeta calls out to them and demands to know who they are. No, Cheats, no, don't do that. That's a typical magical girl trope. The bad guy usually says, "Who are you anyway? You're just falling into their trap." Now this next bit is something that I really found amusing. Magical girl transformations and their series in general is something that Toei has been renowned for decades. They know what makes a good series and what makes things look on point, and this scene does. Plus it's a good way to use recycled animation and not look lazy week in, week out. Yeah, Goku, you're catching on. They're powering up. Yeah, let's just go with that. As everyone is allowing these girls to transform, as you would typically do in an anime, 17 chooses this time to buck the trend and attack the girls head on with a single beam attack. And I gotta admit, I did find this scene pretty amusing. He claims that they were wide open and it just screamed out, "Attack!" So, he did. But even Goku's like, "Dude, not cool." It's tradition. If you are a magical girl or a Power Ranger, you're allowed up to 1 minute to transform into your more powerful form. It's the law! What makes this even better is that Toppo chooses to run in and defend the girls by being even more lyrical with his dialogue. This scene is actually one of the best in the entire episode. Thank you, Toppo, you always know how to make me smile. The transformation continues, recycled animation and all because, hey, tradition, as 17 chooses this moment to just sit down boorishly and just go like, whatever. And I wasn't kidding about the recycled animation either. The shot order is basically the same as it was from 2 minutes ago. Beerus and Champa whining and all. Even the roll call is identical. I'm not the most observant person when it comes to animation and all, but even I could see that. Now that the transformation is allowed to continue unabated, Hellas then decides to reintroduce the girls again. Oh no, for God's sake, Hellas! That's the third time you've used that pullback zoom! Toei, please! Enough with the recycled animation! Jeez! Ribrianne then starts off the offense with the power of love, which basically destroys everything in sight. Yep, sounds about right. What the attack actually is the Dragon Ball equivalent of using Charm in Pokemon. It basically swoons every single opponent out there, or at least tries to. Frieza himself is entirely unaffected by just thinking, ew, gross, love, ew, I don't know what love is, Daddy never loved me, so why should I love anyone else? Hellas, don't you dare use that recycled animation again. Thank you. She basically states that if anybody were to smell the aroma, it's all over. It ends up with marriage and babies and a non-existent bank account. Fortunately, none of Universe 7 are affected by this situation, as Whis attests. They're all basically rather stoic, and based on Dragon Ball Z, that sounds about right. The biggest surprise out of all this is that Roshi is completely unaffected. He seems to be the most unaffected out of all of them. It just goes to show that Roshi is probably one of the most developed characters of the Universe 7 team in this entire arc. Good on you, Roshi. I'm proud of you. However, it seems that the fortress idea that Gohan had in mind isn't really going to cut it anymore, because the usable amount of flat terrain is practically zero. It looks completely wasted, so now they have to fight as individuals. So much for that plan then. Oh my god, there's so much love going on right now. And destruction. Again, sounds about right. Hellas, please, enough with the recycled animation! Think of the anime AJ! Think of the AJ! He calls out the girls. Ha! That attack was dumb! You're dumb! Fight me with your dumbness, woman! He calls out to the girls. Ha! That's a dumb attack! You're dumb! Fight me with your dumbness, woman!
Ribrianne, what was the point of that close-up of your nostril? Why? What? I don't get it. Was there some kind of hidden meaning to that? Comment section, help me please.
The fight between Vegeta and Ribrianne begins with, of course, recycled animation. This time from the opening theme. Now this next attack must be where they get the name Kamikaze Fireballs, because essentially, it's a fireball that goes in one direction. Fiery Ki with her face plastered right all over it. Okay, but why though? I'm scared. I'm really scared. Even Vegeta's scared. But I must admit, that scene was pretty hilarious. Not even the Principal Saiyans could muster the courage to punch Ribrianne in the face. I laughed harder than I should have when Vegeta's face just went like... Universe 10's Jirusen is caught in the crossfire and is hurled out of the ring. So, it actually proved that that fireball was somewhat effective. It didn't knock out Vegeta, but it did knock out one of the other Universe 10 fighters. And it provided another reason for Rumshi to whip out his trunk. Hellas, stop it. Stop it! Stop it! No more recycle animation! Seriously, that thing has been used so many times. I've counted 6. Let me know in the comments if you counted more. Suroas, now Rosie, uses her Fists of Fury against Goku and... oh no, he is being pushed back in his base form. Oh, the horror, whatever will he do? Why is he making it so hard for himself? A rich hipster named Kaku-san is now fighting 17 with her Claws of Love. Yeah, with these girls you could pretty much add on the actual phrase of love to any attack and it would sound accurate. But it seems to affect everybody else in the ring as we spend the next 30 seconds going on about how wild Kaku-san is. Yeah, she used claws. That's really wild. Absolutely, positively wild, yeah. Okay, we get it now. When Hellas mentions the fact that these beast warriors have remarkable stamina, it becomes quite clear to us all that, yeah, she's not going to have the upper hand, because remember, 17 has the infinite engine, therefore infinite stamina. It's going to go the way that you think. 17 whips up a barrier, so that means Kaku-san has no choice but to just fly out of the ring because she's spun around like a top on a barrier, but it doesn't end up the way you think. You see, whenever in an anime somebody goes, oh, she's gonna get knocked out of the ring or something like that, it actually never happens. Kaku-san's winged teammate Vikal steps in and actually swoops Kaku-san back into the ring and back into play. Oh, don't worry about 17, he may be down in the dirt, but yeah, he's totally fine. He just got a little bit homesick is all. Kaku-san's wild techniques reminded him of home. He was just really missing his animals, even though he's only been away for a few hours. Man, he loves those animals a lot. Worryingly so. Either way, 17 uses this moment to actually get serious and spin Vikal around right out of the ring in a very stylistic fashion. Yeah, now we're talking. Ribrianne offers to help her teammate in crisis, but Kaku-san uses this moment to say, "I don't need your help, I want to finish this off myself," and Ribrianne actually obliges. This droid is her prey, but 18's just like, whatever, and then just walks off. Good old 18. It then gets even more badass because 17 uses the footing of the sun, or at least the approximation for this arena, and prepares another beam attack which looks even more impressive than all of the other ones, and immediately sends Kaku-san flying out of the ring again. No Vikal to help her this time. That's got Ribrianne pissed though, but we have to wait for the results of that encounter next time. Oh yeah, speaking of time, how much time's passed in the tournament? Wait, what? What's that? 9 minutes? 6 episodes? What? If you actually extrapolate that, that means we've got 30 episodes of fighting. We are barely scratching the surface here. All in all, this episode may have been really reliant on recycled animation, but it makes up for that when it comes to the comedy. This episode was utterly hilarious in the way that it deconstructed the magical girl formula. Toei knows this genre inside and out, so who better to poke fun at it? The kamikaze fireballs provided something genuinely different to what we've seen in Dragon Ball previously, as well as genuine strength. I was actually a little worried about the Tournament of Power and how much material it could actually provide if it's going to be lasting for a very long time. But now that we're actually 6 episodes in and we've been entertained enough, we haven't actually seen a really bad episode yet, so my hopes are high. If this trend continues in a similar fashion, then I think the future of Dragon Ball Super is quite well assured. But anyway, that's my review for Dragon Ball Super episode 102. Tune in next time for my review of episode 103. Until then, be sure to like and subscribe. Catch you later!